Hello, and welcome. You are about to enter the Large K Podcast.
What's up, everybody? My name is Kazu, and welcome to another episode of Large K Podcast. This show is about me interviewing bands and musicians, and we simply talk about music and about their work. On this episode, I had a great time talking with my friend Ben Kray, aka Alias V. Ben plays drum for the band that I'm in called Cheer Up Charlie. However, he's been releasing music under his solo alias Alias V since 2012. He's not only a talented drummer, but also a very talented producer. I don't want to give away all the info, but like I said, we had a great talk. So here it is, my conversation with Alias V. Enjoy. It's a pain. I don't know why. Have you ever been interviewed before?
For music? No, I haven't.
Or like no, I don't.
But interviewed many times
for
like software engineering. But as far as my music, no. I've like every now and then, like I'll be in the shower and I'm like thinking like, oh, just like a interview scenario or something,
Right. Yeah.
Every aspiring musician,
I'm pretty sure everybody
thought of that.
Everybody will think about it in their head. Like I'm like, oh, I'm on NPR, I'm on KCRW,
Yeah.
I'm on Hot 97. Yeah, I get that though. So, I mean, because I only know you from that perspective of just producing and also like playing with our band. But
yeah,
I want to know how you got interested in drumming. Like, how did that become your instrument somehow?
Is it recording?
Yeah, it's recording. I just wanted to check the volume so it wouldn't clip all the time. There we go. Yeah.
Well, I wasn't always a drummer. Like, I actually, my dad got each of my brothers an instrument for Christmas. I forget. I think it was, like, when I was in maybe elementary school or something.
Uh-huh.
He got each of us an instrument. He got my oldest brother a drum set, second oldest brother a guitar. He got me a bass, and I forget what he got Daniel. I don't think he got him anything.
You got a bass?
Yeah, I got a bass guitar.
That was
my dad would teach me how to play, like, he taught me how to play Island in the Sun by Weezer, because that was, like, my favorite song back then.
I see.
But I don't know, I secretly started playing the drums and enjoyed that more. And, I don't know, it was easier for me, I guess, to play a beat than it was to play notes on a guitar or a bass or something like that.
Really?
And so, yeah, I just naturally started playing drums.
I always think it's the other way around. I mean,
you're clicking on a string and then you're plucking it, and then on the other hand, I look at you and it's some multitasking busyness going on. You know what I mean?
I don't know. I think it might be from always like tapping my fingers, because like as a kid I would always tap my fingers
I see.
and make like some sort of rhythmic pattern, but maybe that carried over.
Oh, okay. And then
Yeah.
eventually, your dad noticed that, and was he like, "Hey, why don't you play in a band with us or something?" Or?
Yeah. Well, my dad, he pretty much got me into playing music, and he would always play worship music,
Mm-hmm.
and like pretty much every weekend. Sometimes like weeknights after school, he would just ask me to play drums for him, just like in his or at my house.
Oh, okay.
And so it was really like low key casual thing.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, that's kind of how I got most of my experience playing drums and just kind of keeping time.
Oh, okay.
I wouldn't say I'm the best though at keeping time. I noticed. Yeah.
No, you're. I think you're usually on time. Usually, that's a.
Cuck time.
Yeah. Correct timing. I see. No. What about the Because I know what. Because Atlas V is a project where you're specifically like producing. So how did that transition from you playing drums to actually getting on a computer?
Oh, that's a good question.
Yeah.
So my dad, one day he came back from the track park and he met some guy there who was like, "Hey, you should check out this really cool software. You can make music." And my dad handed me a CD of FL Studio. I think it was like version 4 at the time.
Wow.
And I think I was in probably 6th or 7th grade. Probably 7th grade. And I don't know, I loaded it onto my computer and started playing around with FL Studio. And then my older brother Tim was playing around with it too. And he kind of showed me a few things, which like kickstarted me producing music on there.
Oh, okay.
And then, yeah, I just kind of fell in love with making music on the computer.
I see.
Yeah.
Before Atlas V, were you in any other projects at all, or a band?
No, I had no official projects other than just like whatever music I made on the computer. I had it under my own name, Kray.
Oh, okay.
And so, like all throughout high school, I would make music and kind of just show my friends and be like, "Hey, what do you think of this?" And a lot of them, I'm sure, lied and was like, "Yeah, that's really good." And then, because when you listen to it now, you're like, "That doesn't really sound good at all."
No, well,
but it's. I'm glad that they kind of, I don't know, that it was well received, I guess, and that kind of motivated me to make more music and keep going.
yeah.
Because if someone would be like, "Oh, that crap sucks, you should quit," I probably would have been like, "Oh man."
No, it's very whatchamacallit. Sorry, I'm gonna change the level here. It's a lot more encouraging when it's encouraging, and it's a lot more motivating when somebody compliments you on the music, and it doesn't. It could also even be the other way around. Like somebody could just talk some shit, and you could be like, "Oh, I'm gonna show them. I'm gonna show them that."
That's true.
Yeah,
that was the word I was looking for. Was encouraging.
Yeah,
and a lot of my friends were very encouraging throughout the years.
Yeah. Were you surrounded by friends that made music?
No, but my brothers, or my oldest brother, he was in a couple of bands, and so that really, I was pretty much surrounded by musicians, I guess, in my house. So,
yeah.
There's always music being played, whether it's live or just people listening to it. So,
yeah, automatically. Because I noticed that not only with your dad, but also with your older brother John, you guys, because you two started this Atlas V, right? Yeah.
We would definitely like during the summertime, just like start jamming. Like he would play on the keyboard and I'd play drums.
Yeah.
Or he'd play guitar and I'd play drums. I would always be playing drums when we played live.
Right. Yeah.
And I don't know. I just after, I guess, gaining confidence in my ability to make music on the computer, I was like, okay, we should probably transfer this to an actual music project.
Yeah.
And I started making music on the computer and collabing with him, where he would just like pretty much walk up to a song that I had made, and then he'd be like, "Oh, you should," or he would like add vocals in like a few seconds.
Wow.
Just like nonchalantly, like, "Oh yeah, you should add this melody," and then yeah, it's crazy how he does that. But
musically talented. Yeah. Nice.
Yeah, that started in high school though. I think it was my junior year sophomore year when we made our first song together.
Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't really like together. It was more like I make the music, the back track or whatever. Like, I don't even know the correct terminology. So I was never formally trained, but
it's okay.
Yeah, I would make like the music, and he would just add lyrics and a melody to it.
Right. Yeah.
And that would just like, in my opinion, make the song a lot better. But,
okay.
Yeah,
that's cool. And how did the project of Atlas V come about? Because I know you guys made music together, like, and started putting it on a program, but then like this whole theme of space is like a really big deal. Like when I look at Atlas V, So what were you two into astronomy or something, and decided that we really want to go on that route?
Yeah. So John, I think at the time, was taking like some astronomy class, and he just got inspired by stuff he learned in that class, and then that combined with listening to M83 or Boards of Canada, music like that, which kind of like is really atmospheric and kind of transports you into a different world. Just listening to the music like that inspired us to make music like that. So,
okay.
But as far as the name Alias V, that came about because we were thinking of a name. At first it was Atlas, because John was planning on going to the military, and we were going to make music, and he would be like, in different parts of the world.
Oh.
And so we called it Atlas. But then there's like so many different bands that use the name Atlas at least in Spotify.
Right.
And so we were running into conflicts with that, and then we switched it to Atlas V. And that was because, there's the rocket Atlas V.
Yeah.
And we kind of just picked a random rocket. It's not like we like worship that rocket or anything. It's like, yeah.
No, I see.
Yeah.
That's cool. The it's kind of like the postal service way of like making music, where you guys kind of trade sound, like where, like, depending on where he's at. So is that how you guys been? Is that how you guys been making music then? Like whenever he's like out somewhere, like you'll send him a track and he'll send like a vocal recording.
Yeah, actually that was how the last album was done. But the album, the two albums previous to that, he was actually here to record it, and so it would be like during like a winter break or a Christmas break that he would leave and then come back and record. And then, so I'd have like a window of like a week or two to actually get all his vocal tracks.
Yeah.
And then work with that.
Wow, dude.
So, but yeah, he got some recording equipment, and now he'll send me his vocal tracks remotely. Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
There's a rapper named Gucci Mane. When he was in prison, he actually recorded the vocal over voicemail.
Really?
Yeah, and then sent it to his producer.
Oh, that's cool.
So I mean, at this point, I feel like you could
go to prison and do that.
Yeah, you could just be anywhere and like be able to make music, and it's just kind of crazy because
even technology.
Yeah,
crazy.
Even bands like Postal Service, like that's kind of incredible too. How they were kind of far away from each other, and then they made this one album and become such a huge band. Yeah. It's considered to be a side project, but damn.
Postal Service is another really big influence.
Yeah, let's talk about M83 a little bit, because I definitely do get their sound, like, or I hear parts of them like through you guys' music,
Sweet.
Yeah.
We've done our job then.
How did you discover M83?
How did I discover? Through my brothers. A lot of music I discovered through my brothers in high school.
Oh, okay.
Actually, when I was in middle school and high school, my older brothers were listening to like M83. My brother got me into This Will Destroy You.
Oh, really?
Some indie music like Me Without You. Some other stuff like that. But yeah, how did we get into M83? It was that song Lower Your Eyelids to the Sun. How you know that one? I think it's called that.
Is that on the Saturday Equals Youth record, or the one before that?
No, I believe it's on the, I don't know what album it's called, but it's the one that's like the cover is like a city.
Oh, Before the Dawn or something like that?
Yeah, something like that.
Dawn
Yeah. But that was in a skate video, a Lakai skate video.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember my brother showing me that and just instantly like falling in love with that song. And then, yeah, got into M83 from there. Got into the Saturdays Equal Youth album. And then every album they produced after that, I just followed them.
Yeah. Just gonna keep on going and going. You know?
Yeah. Except I don't know, the last album, the Junk album, was kind of strange.
Yeah, that was a.
Yeah. I kind of put them in a different category, or that album in a different category than M83 itself.
Yeah, it's strange, right? Because Anthony didn't really sing that much on the album either. So.
Yeah.
And I actually like his voice.
Me too.
Yeah, he actually got those things around, you know. But because it's really impressive to me, because within just like the span of 4 years, you already made 3 albums.
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, but he has his like own side projects and like film scoring and stuff.
Right, yeah.
So he's a busy boy.
Yeah. No, because I actually, like, I was referring the sorry, I should have transitioned from there, but I wanted to go back to Alias for a moment, because that's when I was saying, like, you know, this last 4 years, you made 3 albums already.
Oh. Yeah, wait, let me see.
Because I'm looking at this right now. Ours for a Rocket came out May 2012.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Damn. It's crazy stuff.
I actually forgot when that came out. I was thinking in my mind 2010.
Yeah.
But that's kind of when we decided to make music together, and then we ended up releasing that album in 2012. Yeah, Ours for Rocket, and then Into the Sun. And then Wanderers last year.
Yeah, that's cool. I like the credit you give for it's cool because not only with your older brother, but when it comes to your music, it almost seems like it's like a family project, you know? Because I think, what is it, like, for Ours for Rocket, what, Tim, your other brother, did the album art or something like that?
Oh yeah, Tim, my older brother, he does a lot of design work.
Yeah. And
so he's like my go-to guy for anything design related. Whether it's, you know, pertaining to music or just, you know, my app development.
Oh, really?
He's got that all covered.
Dang.
Yeah. And then my dad, he put some guitar tracks down. I'm pretty sure in all the albums. Yeah, it's always cool being able to rely on your family for stuff. So,
yeah, usually it's like, if it's for features, you pay other people to do it, or like friends or something like that, you know. Maybe even from now on, if Alias V becomes like such a huge deal, then just add all your family members on there.
Yeah.
You know, contribution.
Of course, if I was making a lot of money, I would pay them, but not really making much money.
Yeah, it's I think it's really cool. Like, I never really heard of, like, especially for like a project like this, to be like a family collaboration, you know. So.
Mm-hmm.
Because I would think if it's like a traveling folk band or something like that, then I would see like families, like, you know, playing banjos and acoustics and stuff like that. So.
I mean, if Alias V played live, the live project the live band would probably be me, my older brother, my dad, Tim. With visuals. I don't know.
And just add some other people on there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when you made Ours for Rocket, you said you started from 2010, and then so it's like a 2-year span when you.
No, it's just that's kind of when we decided to make music together.
Okay.
And then, I think, because I got inspiration for making that actual album, in 2011.
Oh, okay.
I believe. Or it took like pretty much a year just going to school and also working on this album on the side.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was because I remember reading. There's a short story by Ray Bradbury called "R's for Rocket," and that was pretty much the inspiration for that whole album. At first, I wanted to make an album that was kind of like a backtrack to that you would listen to while you're reading that short story or any like Martian Chronicles short story by Ray Bradbury.
Yeah.
And kind of just expanded off that.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. My favorite song on that first album. I listen to all your albums. Like,
wow.
Yeah.
Much appreciated.
You make it seem like, but nobody listens. I don't know, but I really like that song, Interstellar Medium.
Oh yeah, actually that was one of the first ones that we made together.
Oh really?
And then because I was so happy with it, or we were so happy with it, we decided like, okay, we should definitely, make more music like this. And then once we had a theme, pretty much made music according to that theme.
Shit, like as soon as the whole album was made and when you guys like put it out there, like you must have been happy, huh?
Oh yeah, I was definitely really proud of that album.
Yeah.
But particularly that song, because I remember releasing it, I believe I released it under my name first, just like Ben Kray with my brother with vocals, and it was really well received, at least on Facebook.
Right.
And so I was like, oh crap, people actually like this. So decided to make more music like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So keep on rocking, cause I see that within just like, a year later you already made another album after that. So just through that excitement, you were just so pumped to make more music.
Yeah. Actually, the plan was to make an album every single year.
Oh, really?
And then I got a little bit carried away because as I got into my upper divisions, they take a little bit more time.
Of course, yeah.
That and I probably played a little bit too much games.
No.
Video games.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Sometimes you need some break from that. Because I didn't know that R's for a Rocket originally was like based on like a short story. Then was there like any theme revolving around Into the Sun also?
Oh yeah, have you seen the movie? What's it called? Shoot. Thinking. It's the name escapes me right now, but it's about like this group of engineers and scientists that are on a spaceship headed towards the sun.
Oh, is it Sunshine?
Sunshine, there you go.
Yeah, I've been meaning to watch that movie, but I've heard a lot of really cool stuff about it.
I thought it was a really good movie.
Yeah.
And after watching that, I was like, oh crap, that's a freaking awesome movie. I want to make music that's inspired by this album that movie. And actually, the title track "Into the Sun" uses pretty much the chord progression of the main theme. It's based off, I think it's called Adagio in D minor, and so that's based off that one.
Wow, that's cool, right? Like how movies could just inspire you to make something too. Like, yeah. Movies, books, entertainment. Yeah. Just anything. Maybe also small things.
Yeah, a lot of just going backpacking a lot too. And stargazing. That's always really inspiring because like I remember I would go backpacking and then come back from a trip and just be like really pumped on making music for at least like a month or so.
Yeah.
And like make a few tracks. But yeah.
And go back to playing games and
yeah.
And do that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I see. So then like after Into the Sun, you took some break and then you started drumming for Cheer Up Charlie a little bit. Yeah. And then started making music on the side too.
I was always making music, but not like with a theme. I think at that time I was making just like really stupid songs and just like releasing them on like different SoundCloud accounts.
Right, yeah.
And then I saw this, what was it called? It's actually called Wanderers. It's a short film, probably like 6 or 7 minutes long, and there's no words or anything. It's just like imagery of what human exploration could be. and after watching that kind of set the I don't know, what are the words. But yeah, after watching that inspired me to make that album, Wanders.
Okay, yeah. That transitioned pretty well, I think. Yeah, I actually have a question about the it's actually on Wanders too.
Yeah.
But because when I was looking through the tracks for Into the Sun, you have this somehow like series oriented stuff, like Dreams of Space 1 and 2 and stuff, you know, and same with that. Wanderers have Wanderers 1 and 2, you know, like what's there, how do you feel, what is it like when you make those series oriented tracks? Are you trying to kind of convey like a story when you try to kind of put it together, you know?
Yeah, and like for each album I try to do that with at least one song, and that's why you'll notice on all 3 albums there's like a part 1, part 2 to a song.
Yeah.
And so for Wanderers 1 is more of like let me think. Wanderers 1. Actually, it would be more easier to talk about Rs for Rocket 1 and Rs for Rocket 2. So yeah, that one, the very first song is kind of like you're getting ready for launch, and then it just sounds like, if you listen to the song, it just sounds like it's preparing for something. And then Rs for Rocket 2 is when they've kind of reached the outer edge of the atmosphere and they're, you know, going into space. And then for Into the Sun, there's Dreams of Space 1 and Dreams of Space 2. The first one is kind of like a really hopeful sounding song. It sounds very optimistic about like space travel.
Yeah.
And then Dreams of Space 2 is kind of like the reality, where it's just like, if you watch Into the Sun, like, it can get pretty crazy.
Right.
And so there's some really intense scenery in that movie. And so Dreams of Space 2 is kind of like, it's supposed to get that vibe. It's kind of juxtaposing the beautiful romantic idea of space travel with the crazy realities of it, that it could be. You know, I don't know exactly how it will be in the future, but
right, yeah. I mean, I'm sure it's dangerous to get really close to the sun.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'll probably get burned alive, like just getting near it. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's not space is I think looking at it from the outside, it's beautiful, but just going out there sounds really scary. I realized that after playing Dead Space like way too many times.
Dang, I've played a little bit of that game. That game was too scary for me.
It's crazy because there are parts in that game where you actually have to like kind of go out of the ship, and then like because you have to like put on like this not like an oxygen mask, but you have like this level, you know, where you can stay outside for like a certain period of time.
Yeah.
But then while you're out there, the enemy could still attack you, but everything is silent. So
that's how it should be.
Yeah. You know, everything is silent. And then, so there's like this sort of this realistic side. Of course, like the monsters and all that scary shit. Yeah. It's completely fictional, but the reality of space is, I feel like it's still there within the game. So I get that, you know. So it's cool. It's really cool that you portray that and such things, you know. How because I know before you created Wanderers, because I met you like about like maybe beginning of that year, like 2015 or like later 2014 or so.
It was like, was it like springtime ish or like January-ish? I forget.
It was like exactly. January of 2015.
Okay,
yeah. We're almost reaching 2 years. That's crazy.
Dang. Time flies.
It does. Yeah. It does fly. Yeah, and I remember you were telling me about how the project kind of like came to a halt because you lost a lot of your music, and that was kind of like was that sort of a turning point for you, like when
that was really depressing, because like I had worked on I don't know, I think I had like 6 or something songs that were pretty much complete, and I had like a bunch of other skeleton projects that were, you know, I had to finish.
Yeah, kind of blueprint.
Yeah, and I was reformatting my computer, forgot to back it up, and then just lost everything.
Oh God.
And I was depressed for like probably a month, and then I was like, you know what? Every song that I've redone, I've always made it better the second time around.
Mm-hmm.
It may not be the exact same, but it's definitely better. So I guess in some ways it was a blessing in disguise.
Okay.
Because I listen to the Wanderers album now and think of what it would have been if I didn't lose all that.
Right.
I'm much more proud of what it is now. So
I'm just trying to imagine when you lost everything, just kind of like that moment where you. I mean, I can't really see you like scream or anything like that.
Oh no, it wasn't like that. I was just like, it's more of like, so I'm like, I reformatted my computer and I'm like checking my my backup folder, and I'm seeing certain things that are backed up. I'm like, okay, where's my music? Okay, and I keep looking, and I'm just kind of in denial for a whole hour, just like clicking into the same folder, like it should be right here, and then just gave up.
But it's not there.
Yeah.
It's not there.
Just walking around aimlessly for a week.
Oh God, man, yeah, that's terrible. Especially since you work on those for hours. I mean, how long does it take for you to make one song?
Certain songs, I think I get kind of lucky, and it's just like things come to me, like they just keep coming, and like I never run into any roadblocks or anything. And it could take like maybe 6 hours to get like the whole skeleton of the song out.
Right.
But other songs like I know Into the Sun, I put a lot of time into that one. I know for Million Years, the intro and Wanderers.
Yeah.
I spent a lot of time on that. Just getting, for me, the hardest part is getting like the levels and mastering it, because I'm not formally trained in that, and so that is probably like the majority of my time is spent on that.
Yeah.
But I would say like average like maybe 18 to 20 something hours per song.
Damn.
So
that's time well spent right there. Especially with so much layers of sound going through. Because actually I wanted to go back to that scary part of the space when we were talking about like how there's like the beautiful side and a scary side.
Yeah.
Because I think for my birthday you gave me the Boards of Canada album, Tomorrow's Harvest.
Oh yeah, it's really
I listened to that whole thing. Damn, that's scary. It's
super dark.
It's super dark, but it's cool. It's you know what it reminded me of was it reminded me of, I don't know if you ever watched Dawn of the Dead, George A. Romero's.
I have not seen that, but I've heard of it.
It almost kind of seems like this post-apocalyptic, you can't run from anywhere, but it's the way it is kind of a thing, you know. And I feel like Tomorrow's Harvest just paints that picture really, really well.
Yeah,
and
impending doom.
Yeah, this impending doom, and I could also kind of see that in the scary side of space you were speaking of, So I thought that was a cool album either way. But would you say is that their darkest project? Would you say?
I haven't heard all of their projects, sadly, but out of all the stuff I've listened to, that's definitely the darkest sounding Boards of Canada that I've heard. It's like one of those. I have a few of those songs on one of my playlists. Like every time the song comes on, if I'm not feeling kind of like gloomy, I just have to skip it because it's gonna like kind of bring down my mood.
Yeah,
because it's just dark.
Totally influence your feelings and such. Yeah. Do you? Because I recently, I know you started going a lot more. I mean, you're busy now, but you started going to a lot more live shows, like around last year.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be the ones from the recent time, but like, do you have any experience of like the best live show you've seen? It doesn't matter whether if it's a DIY or venue show, but I like asking this question.
It would definitely have to be the This Will Destroy You shows I've been to. Like both of them have just been amazing.
Yeah.
Both times, yeah. It's, I don't know. I remember the first time I saw them and watching them play Newtopia, I was just completely blown away. I was like, holy crap, this is way better than the record. Like, when you're listening to it, or when you're watching a band play live and you're like, this is way better than the record, that's when you know they're a good live band. So,
right, yeah.
Yeah.
Was it, did it give you a lot of chills, just standing there and
yeah.
watching? That's the one where you took your younger brother, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And, I don't know, it just teleported me into like a completely different world, pretty much, and I was just, especially that song, that one, and I think they played Dustism after that, and yeah, I was just never. Live shows are not the same after watching that, I guess. But I've seen, Caspian live. They're pretty good.
Yeah.
Or they're really good. It's just, I kind of hold This Will Destroy You in like a different light.
Yeah. It's they're definitely a pretty special type of post rock band. It's very dark. That's also another thing. They can get really dark. That's
they describe themselves as doomgaze.
Right? Yeah.
And you definitely get that feeling. Because I remember the second time I went with Lena, she's like, after the show, she was like, I literally felt like I was destroyed. And I was like, yeah, that's pretty much their job. They did their job.
Yeah. Have you ever thought about making that type of because when I listen to, going back to Alias V, when I listen to Alias V, it's it puts you on this journey, so then at the same time there's that like really bright side but also dark side, but I don't think I've heard like a lot of super dark side like what This Will Destroy You or Boards of Canada does.
I think with the latest album that I made, Wanderers, that is kind of like stepping into the dark zone a little bit.
Ooh.
And I kind of did that by playing around with distortion effects because I was really inspired by New Language, that album.
Another language?
Another language, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, I always get that mixed up with Newtopia and Another Language. I like combine the titles.
Yeah.
But Another Language, how they like really play with distortion in that album. I kind of played around with that in Wanderers. And so if you listen to the song Monolith, that one has a lot of distortion in it that I kind of tried to like emulate the distortion in Another Language.
Right.
So, yeah. But I think I haven't really decided, like, as far as my next album, if I want to make it really like 100% dark, like, Tomorrow's Harvest or something like that, or just kind of keep it mixed, or more bright and optimistic sounding.
I wouldn't be mad if you make this arc of like kind of stepping into the darkness, and your next album is just like
brooding.
Yeah, just brooding.
Yeah,
like still you, but just showcasing that dark side is it's still like what do you call a very appealing thing. Yeah.
But I think all the albums that I've made they're all kind of centered around space travel. And so, like I said before, there's always that the romantic side of space travel next to the dark side of space travel. So I think each album, I've been trying to capture that.
Yeah.
So,
because I actually wanted to go back to what you were talking about, John, where he was studying astronomy and such, but and then like you guys got into this more of this project with a theme of space. But did you like space in the first place and kind of agreed on it, or was this like, or did you always like the sci-fi?
I mean, I've always been into sci-fi, and like growing up, I read like the Ender's Game series, some of the Halo series. Always into Star Wars, all the Star Wars movies, even though like episode 1, 2, and 3 were pretty bad. But I grew up on those,
right, of course,
and I enjoyed them.
Yeah, R.I.P. Carrie Fisher.
Oh yeah, R.I.P. her.
Yeah, that was
but
sad.
yeah, it's I've always just been into sci-fi, and so it's really like if you're into sci-fi, you're like kind of automatically already into space, space travel, and so I've always enjoyed those types of movies. So it wasn't like I had to try to get into space. I was always into it, I guess.
Yeah, it's like John just suggests, let's do space, and you're kind of like,
no.
Why? And I already made 3 albums about space.
But I mean, getting into music, I actually got into music production with the intention of making game music. And so, I don't know if you've heard of ocremix.org.
OC Remix?
Yeah.
No.
It's this pretty much like a forum where people will submit music. They'll submit like a remixed game song.
Yeah.
And it has to, like, I guess, make it past the panel of judges, and then if it makes it past it, then it's on the website for people to download.
Oh, wow.
And so I got into a lot of music there and was inspired by some of the artists there, and I always wanted my music to be there, so I started making music, like game music, remixes of game music, and I think I submitted 2 tracks. Both of them got denied, and this was when I was like a freshman.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, damn. I haven't submitted any since, but I think I haven't really been to that site in a long time, so I would...
It's time.
Maybe.
It's time, yeah.
Yeah.
You should try it out. No, it's cool because actually video game music inspired me to start making music too. So yeah, first song I learned on piano was "Song of Storm" from Legend of Zelda.
Really?
Yeah. And as soon as I learned how to play that, I was like, you know what? I think I could do this. I think I could totally do this. Yeah. It started off with like a really light thought, and now you get into it so heavily, you know.
Mm-hmm.
You just can't stop after that.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Dang, all this talk of like making video game music just like wants me to... I just want to start working on a little track right now.
No,
yeah, that's...
I see.
Yeah.
So that's your next step at the moment, just video game tracks?
Not necessarily, but, you know, actually I had some video game music projects because I was making a video game, or an app with my brother and a coworker, and I was just making some tracks for that.
I see.
So yeah, those are always fun.
Right on. So when are we going to get the next Alice V record?
There's no hard date on that right now, but I would hope by next December.
December? Yeah, that'd be cool.
If you've noticed, actually there's probably no way for anyone to know, but each album is released on a birthday of one of my family members. Right. And at first I wanted all the albums to be released on May 29th.
Yeah, I guess
it's
is May 20th. Yeah, May 20th. Yeah.
Which is my brother John's birthday. And so I was just like, I wanted every album to be released on that day, but or like for Wanderers, I decided to switch it up, and it's released on my dad's birthday. It's December 28th.
That's pretty cool.
So,
yeah. I think you told me this a while ago, because John's birthday is, you say May 29th, the day before is my birthday. So technically, you're making an album for me too.
Pretty much, I guess. I didn't even know it at the time.
Well, now I know, man.
Now I have more incentive to release it on May 29th again.
Yeah. How? Yeah. Actually, wait. One more question before we wrap it up, because I know you play for Cheer Up Charlie too, like as a drummer. But before that, because you were so focused on this project, and yet you were still consistent with drum. Like, why is that? Because I don't think you were in really any live project, but still you were practicing and then producing at the same time. So like, were you kind of planning on like creating a live project eventually? So you just kind of had to get your skill up, kind of a deal, or?
It was never really like that. It was more of just throughout, high school and college. I've met musicians and I would jam with them, and just from like playing music with different people, that kind of I guess that was my practice.
Oh, okay.
And Dawson reached out to me, and I was like, I'll play.
Yeah, no, we're really happy to have you in the band, and I hope the Alias V project really keeps making a lot of cool stuff. So,
there's definitely more music on the way. I actually have a few tracks that they're in the oven right now.
Ooh.
So I recently reformatted my computer again. And
lost all the music.
I didn't lose all the music, but I lost some sounds. So it's like one of the songs I had like almost done. I have to re-download that synth. It's kind of annoying to like re-download synths because I don't have them all in one area. I never learned my lesson.
That's really I noticed that with music projects, right? Where you create your project file, but then like you save and it's like, all right, it's done, and the next day you work on it again. It's like some sounds are missing. It's like, damn it, where is it? And then you have to look for it again.
Yeah, if you drag the sounds around, it's gonna happen. But,
yeah. I was wondering if we could play one of your track. Is there a track that you want to play for the audience?
Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I would actually say Wanderers 1.
Wanderers 1?
Yeah.
Ah. Why is that?
And that's because I think that track is actually probably the most defining of that album and just of Alias music in general.
Yeah.
And so...
Actually, I was thinking, since it's a series track, we could do Wanderers 1 and 2.
Yeah, you could do that.
We could do that, because actually, the last interview with Nuance, we at the end of the show, like, he wanted to play the series track, so there's actually a 1 and 2 on that. So, and since you chose that, I was thinking we should play Wanderers 1 and 2.
Yeah, that'd be great.
All right. Well, it was great talking to you, dude.
Just play the whole album.
Yeah. Well, why not? We'll just play the whole album. Yeah. If you guys are interested in listening, the link is in the description box below. So yeah, it'll be. You guys could check all of that out. But it was great talking to you, dude.
All right, you too, Kazu.
Thank you.
Creatures of beyond, leveling their light, hunting towards the dawn, and we find ourselves here where the summit meets the sky. Shadows shape the night. The creatures of beyond, leveling their light, hunting towards the dawn, and we find ourselves here where the summit meets the sky. Shadows shape the night. Creatures of beyond, hunting towards the dawn, where the summit meets the sky. Ooh.
Well, that's all, folks. Ben is such a great guy. I love talking with him. If you guys are interested in checking out Atlas V's music, I put his Bandcamp link in the description box below. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my channel because more episodes will be coming. Thank you for listening. My name is Kazu, and I'll see y'all later. Peace.